everything you need to know about the STR 500. This is the STR 500, a one-of-a-kind 3-in-1 electronic speed controller from VESC. This device is a game changer for anyone who wants to build or upgrade their own electric vehicle, whether it's a bike, a skateboard, a scooter, or even a robot. It can handle up to 100 volts and 500 amps of continuous current, and it has a ton of features that make it the most advanced and versatile controller on the market. Let's give you an idea of what our other VESC products can already achieve. As you can see, the STR 500 is not just a motor controller. It is a complete system that integrates a powerful and efficient power stage, a variable DC to DC converter, an I/O board, and a VESC Express module. Let's have a chat with Frank and get the ins and outs of the STR 500. Tell us, how did you come up with the idea of the STR 500 and what was your goal?
Well, I mean, lots of people have these bikes, Surons or Talaria bikes or other dirt bikes, and obviously the VESC platform has the potential for more. And so during the pandemic, we started to work on higher power devices replacements for the 75-300. And we wanted to create more than just a more powerful motor controller. The idea was to make a vehicle controller. The STR 500 is more than just an ESC or a VESC. It features DC to DC converter built into it. And this is not your regular buck converter. This is a fully microprocessor controlled DC to DC where you can dial in your vehicle voltage for headlights and whatever consumers you have on your vehicle. So anything in between 6 and 24 volts. And it also features an I/O board. So lots of analog input and outputs. So you can wire in your headlights, your blinkers, your horn, your side stand, whatever is on that vehicle. Additionally, it has another 5-volt output with 3.5 amps for, let's say, USB charging. And on top of that, we thought it would be quite nice to have the ESP32 platform built into it with permanent logging and GPS antenna connectivity. So we tried to combine that all into one waterproof housing. That was the start of the STR 500. After several iterations and different housing designs, we came up with a design you can see today.
What were the main challenges and difficulties that you faced during the development process, and how did you overcome them?
On the STR 500, we were looking for really powerful MOSFETs. So luckily there were some new MOSFETs available in the market that have a super low on resistance, even at a voltage of 100 volt. So we chose them and experimented with different power stage layouts and had to figure out current paths and precise measurement. As Mr. Vedder himself is, he wants things to be super detailed and super precise current measurements. So yeah, we had to do quite some iterations. Next thing was the DC to DC. Hasn't been done before. So it's more or less another VESC unit, single phase. Needed lots of code. The chip we chose had no operating system, so we sort of had to create one, and well, there was quite a lot of software work involved.
How does the STR 500 compare to other controllers on the market, and what are its unique advantages?
Well, the STR 500 is a very powerful controller. There are other powerful controllers out there that would fit such a frame, but what they don't feature is like a proper I/O board and a proper DC to DC converter built into it, nor logging. So the STR 500 being a vehicle controller rather than an ESC, that's the main difference.
The question is, how powerful is the STR 500?
This has more than enough. For these kinds of bikes, you don't want any more power, that's enough. The stock motor is the bottleneck and the stock battery is the bottleneck. So if you're buying a more powerful motor and a more powerful battery, then you can actually make use of the STR 500's capabilities. With the STR 500, you can go up to 22S, and that's also a difference to other controllers on the market. So you can go higher in voltage, which means less amps being pushed towards the motor, which means you can get more power out of your vehicle. Ample power, I think the next iterations will be able to measure up to 1200 amps.
where can people find more information and purchase the STR 500?
The STR 500 is at this stage being sold via trampaboards.com, so you can go to our website and check it out. There are images and links, so if you want information about the STR 500, go there. The first STR 500s are arriving right now at Trampa Boards, and whoever has pre-ordered one will get it shipped pretty soon. A new batch is ordered, so they will become available.
Why did you name it the STR 500?
Talking about the naming, VESC STR 500, why 500? There are other companies out there advertising a 500 amp controller, which is only half the size. And we at VESC decided to name our units after the continuous discharge current, not about some crazy peak that you can maybe draw for 1 or 2 seconds. So don't be confused. Other companies would call this XYZ 1000. We would call it 500. That's your STR 500 as it's being shipped to you if you order it together with a heatsink. The STR 500 is a 2-part design, so you have the motor controller and a heatsink, which will allow you to make your own heatsinks, water cooling, whatever you want. If we're looking at the STR 500 without the heatsink, it's this little neat cube, and the unique feature is the cable protrusion system, and that's a main difference to controllers you would find out there. Everything is wired up inside the unit. It's being sealed off. You will have a IP67 rated housing with no water getting in, and the system is made in a way so you can easily extract or put the cables in without soldering connectors on, or that's a main thing why people prevent to have cable connections inside a controller. This system you can actually easily open up, get your cable out, get your cable in, close it up. It's a very convenient thing. There are 2 parts. That's the STR 500 heatsink. It's a nice extruded part with lots of fins, lots of surface, and it comes with a so-called beauty strip. We'll probably offer them in different colors to match your vehicle. So we can actually attach that to the STR 500, and this one is designed to be an adapter for your Talaria or Suron frame. The STR 500 is an ecosystem that will evolve. There are other STR parts coming soon, like the display. The display unit is something we worked on for the last year. It features a super bright IPS screen, full color, high resolution, 4 buttons. It's fully waterproof. It's made of aluminum. It's super sturdy. You can actually lift the bike up on the display if you want to. It's not moving anywhere. The display itself will allow you to change the settings without the need of pulling out your phone or computer. So we can actually code user menus. You can skip through and, for example, change the throttle curve or choose in between different profiles and presettings, display all sorts of data like you can display an odometer or whatever data you want to read, temperatures and the fastest speed you reach during your ride and average consumption, all these statistics. Other than that, you can use it as a keyless system. So with the 4 buttons, you can fire in a code. And that was unique. You can define that code. If you don't know the code, you won't start the vehicle. So the display will actually arrived already. We're doing some more coding for it, and it will be for sale within the next month. Other than that, we have a little converter for 5-volt throttles, so you can either use 3.3 volt or 5-volt throttles on your STR, and you can wire in your brake switches if you wish so. If not, you simply not wire them. We are also working on harnesses for bikes that are on the market, so it's really plug and play. You just buy the harness, plug the harness in, there's a presetting that you can load for your bike. So you could actually tell us what bike you have and we already preset it for you and then ship out the controller. So it's really plug and play. Screw it to the frame, plug it in, maybe do a throttle calibration, but that's pretty much it. First customers will receive some units soon from Trampa Boards, and I think you will hear a lot about them on the forums, and we'll leave it to the customers to judge how the product performs.
Thanks to Frank and many others at VESC, we are able to have such a powerful electronic speed controller on the market, ready for many creators and DIY makers to create some epic projects. We look forward to seeing what you all create with this awesome piece of hardware. So that's it. That's everything you need to know about the new STR 500 by VESC. Feel free to leave a comment below and let me know what you think of the STR 500 and if you have any questions or suggestions, and we will answer as best as we can.